lift off in T-minus 30.
Stand by for further instructions, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment.
Secondary guidance systems engaged.
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, it will be on my mark.
All systems are a go. All systems are a go.
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, you are over the target. You are authorized to fire at will.
Hey, thanks for stopping by the channel. I'm TC. This is Minnesota Black Robe Regiment Podcast, MBRR Pod here on YouTube, Rumble, and everywhere else. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. And in the meantime, while I'm thanking you guys for stopping by, I want to remind everybody that I have two wonderful show producers. Big thanks to iMav, who came over as a show producer from Subscribestar, and a big thanks to the Angry Vet from YouTube, who has done so much by way of channel memberships and support that way. I cannot thank you guys enough. All of you, channel members, channel subscribers, hate watchers, FBI, monitors, whoever you are, whatever the case might be. I can't thank you enough. I hope you guys learned something. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story here, because this is a teaser for a bigger story I'm working on. It goes deeper than just the first few minutes that we're going to watch today. I want you to imagine, if you will, that you're a daycare worker a couple of years ago, and you're at work. The person who owns the license to the daycare happens to be out of town, and you're minding your own business. And one of the teenagers that works at the daycare as kind of a volunteer status decides they don't want to be at work anymore, and they start complaining, and then they eventually just walk out, go home, and they make up a story about what they were observing about behaviors and conduct at the daycare. And they tell their mom, and the mom at noon on this day calls and files a formal complaint with the Wabasha County welfare division, department, social workers, if you will. So then a couple hours after this individual leaves, goes home, tells their mom that, this fabricated story, you hear the doorbell, the ring system. And this is what you see. This is what you're faced with. Now, keep in mind, folks, that Axon body cam that you see on this they don't roll audio for the first 30 seconds. This individual right here is Kevin Kuhlmeyer, Plainview Social Workers in Wabasha County. And this is once again taking place in Plainview. I do not fat shame individuals in their lives. I do fat shame cops. I was once a fat deputy in the Olmsted County Adult Detention Center. I will fat shame the crap out of this guy. This is disgusting. This fat load could not perform his duties as an officer if he needed to. This is disgusting. Shame on you, Plainview Police Department. You have no standards. None at all. I shouldn't be biasing you guys ahead of time. Sorry. My apologies.
I think they got a Rottweiler or something
As you can see, it is May
like that.
13th, 2022, 1400 hours. It's 2 hours after the call was made.
Think they're friendly?
dogs.
Yeah.
We hope.
I think that's who I think of. I think I've been here before. I think they might have a side door over there.
I think the kids are all back, so I don't know.
Here we go.
I think it's that.
No, that one's here. Oh, we put the dogs away.
Oh, look at that puppy cat. Oh, look, it's squirrel.
Levine left me on 10 miles to empty.
Imagine that.
Hi. Are you Bobby?
Yes.
Hi.
I'm going to say right out of the gate, Bobby, I don't blame her for any of her reactions or her responses. You're going to see her say some stuff. She's going to acknowledge, okay, yes, a few times. None of these are any admittance of any wrongdoing or malfeasance on her part or the daycare. She's not saying, okay, you can come in, any of that stuff. She's just acknowledging the information that she's being given. And you're going to hear that throughout. What I want you to pay special attention to, first and foremost, is the apparent friendly demeanor of the social workers from Wabasha County. And folks, make no mistake, tyranny with a smile is tyranny nonetheless. It doesn't matter how nice the tyrant is when they're exacting tyranny. They're still a tyrant. That doesn't mitigate. Pleasantness doesn't mitigate when your constitutionally enshrined natural rights are being trampled on. Okay? So keep that in mind as you go forward. And we'll get to like literally a definition of a fat hog here in a second.
Is Pam home?
No, she's
No.
not.
Okay. Is somebody else with the kids right now?
Caitlin is.
Okay. All right. Can we have you come out here and talk to us for a little bit?
Yeah. Can I ask what's going on?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll tell you.
explain. Yeah. So I'm
There's-
Heidi from the county.
I think I've seen you before.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm around.
Oh, we had a child taken away here the one time.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I think her name was Hattie or Adley or something like that.
I can't. I've been there for a couple of years. So.
More than a couple.
Yeah. So.
So fake and schmoozy. Just so fake and schmoozy. I don't know how you can't see that. If you can't see it, like private message me through some of my social media. We'll have a conversation.
We received a report about some things that are going on at daycare.
Okay.
And for the time being, we'll need your enrollment forms and to come in to look around.
Okay.
But also part of that is that there'll be a suspension.
Okay.
We don't have paperwork from the state right now, but the paperwork will likely be coming on Monday, if not later today yet.
Okay.
So we have to call the parents. And have to come get the kids.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, understand that what they're telling her is that they are shutting the daycare down now, and nothing that's happened has been verified at all, or nothing that's happened. None of the accusations that have been made have been observed by them. There has been no substantive, objective standard. They've just gone ahead and made the decision to shut this down. No proof, no evidence, no actual investigation. They're just shutting it down now, all in the name of safety, mind you, on a third-party call. No actual witness to anything. And all of this does come out later on, and we'll get to that. Because I'm going to have the not Bobby on, but Pam, who is the homeowner, the property owner, and the person who holds the license of the daycare. She will be coming on. But just pay attention to how freaking sleazy that is. And I know your heart's going, well, they're kids. We got to do something to protect the kids. Not disputing that children should be protected. But does the desire to protect children somehow circumvent people's First Amendment rights, Second Amendment rights, Fourth Amendment rights, Fifth Amendment rights, any of that. Does any of that get shut down or circumvented because of your desire to protect children? And, and just a reminder to anybody that's watching this, Bobby, if you're watching this, Pam, if you're watching this, you tell the cops and any other representative of the state, the city state, the county state, the state state, the federal state, you tell any representative of the state at any time, no, I'm not talking to you, get off the property. When you have a warrant, when you have justifiable, reasonable, articulable suspicion, when you have probable cause, go get your warrant and then come back and then you can come in. But until then, get off the property. That's what you tell them. Let this be a lesson for everyone. Let them know they are not welcome and do not talk to them. Volunteer no information.
So, and we can use the enrollment form to call.
Okay, I believe I have that on the board right now.
Yeah.
How long is this suspension for?
So right now we will have investigation.
Okay.
So we'll have to go through interviews with everybody and do a lot of, research to see what's going on. But you can plan for a few weeks. It'll be a few weeks.
Now prepare. Tubby over here is going to do some cop-splaining because you're not smart enough to understand this conversation, Bobby. Bobby not smart enough, and you're not smart enough either, viewer, to understand anything. So Tubby's going to come in and do some cop-splaining.
Is Pam around?
She actually left town. She's going to Chicago.
Don't share information.
Oh yeah.
Don't volunteer any information.
She's coming back Monday.
Do you know if you have the policy for behavior guidance at all? Or if she has it in a binder or something?
I can go check folders.
Okay.
It might be in folders. I gotta find which one though. So, all right.
So do you have any questions immediately on what's happening?
He didn't need to interrupt here. He did not need to open his fat yap and say a word. She was going in to get paperwork. He just had to be cop about it. Just had to get in there and get some cop-splaining. Got to cop-splain to you. Because I'm a cop, and I got to splain it.
I know it's
I'm
overwhelming.
in shock right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know, because Pam's our main person, so
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah. So here, in a nutshell,
uh,
there's allegations
okay.
that warrant county concern on kids,
Okay.
which means they have to suspend the daycare until they make sure that those allegations are either warranted or not warranted.
Mhm.
So while they do that, they have to stop the daycare.
Okay.
So because they have to do that, we're in a little bit of a whirlwind of calling parents,
Yeah.
getting them to come get their kids and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So
Can I ask who made?
We can't give out names of reporters.
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And during this process, you'll find out specifics, right? Like, why is this happening?
As I have Pam on to talk about this, the dirtiness of how they handle this is going to just irritate you, piss you off to no end. But gosh, I wish this swine would stop cop-splaining.
Right?
Yeah.
Say, can I grab my phone so Pam can hear what's going on?
Sure.
Well, yeah, and right now,
So
I
I wanna
really
get-
need to just start calling parents to make sure that
Yeah,
they
I'll
have
grab the
enough time.
clipboard and stuff.
If you'd shut up and let her go get the information, you could start making phone calls, but you keep talking. And once again, just a reminder, at no point does Bobby ever tell them to come into the house, that they're authorized to come in. This would be where, like I said, now that Bobby and other people are aware, this would be where you tell them to get off the property.
Yep.
Because it's nap time, so I don't want to do it in there. If that's okay.
Yep.
They're
Nope,
still
that's okay.
sleeping.
We will eventually need to go in.
Yes.
And she said, I don't want to do this in there because they're nappy. She's watching out for the kids.
Yep.
To make sure the kids are all okay and check out a few things.
Yep. Yep.
Good job shutting the door, Bobby.
So you're cool with not going in right now?
You hear that? You're cool with not going in right now? Like this dude is jonesing to violate rights. Listen to him again.
So you're cool with not going in right now? You're cool with
Watch how hard he works to persuade this social worker to to make some sort of declarative statement about going in. But before he even gets her to agree with him, he's turned towards that door. He's moving that frame of his as fast as it can waddle right up to that door.
Not going in right now? Yes? No? That's a no. Okay.
Yeah, see, he's provoking this. He wants in there. No warrant, folks. No warrant. There's no sworn affidavit showing that there's a crime that's even been committed, and this fat ass is going in. No knock, no nothing. He just opens up the door. Police department, he's going in. And I want you to pay very close attention to what they say to her as she meets him at the door here. I shouldn't say no knock. He did knock.
Here's Pam.
Okay.
So if you guys want to talk to her, I'll grab the. Can I?
Don't hand the phone off, Bobby.
Start the walkthrough part now.
Okay.
Notice that we're going to start the walkthrough part now. Not, can we come in? Do you mind us coming in? He's like, we're coming in. We're going to start that. We have all been so conditioned in our country, in our nation, if you will, in the republic, to be subservient to any representative of the state, cops, social workers, anybody that shows up who says they're from the government and they're here to help. We've been so conditioned to be subservient that if they say they're going to do something, we just let them. At no point do they have the authority to enter this house. None. They have no authority to enter this home or the business aspect of it. None. They needed a warrant to come in. But because we've been conditioned, people like Bobby have been conditioned to be subservient and compliant, she doesn't say anything. And even with Pam on the phone, she doesn't say, why are you in my house? Why are you in my business? Why are you doing a search? Get off my property. And you'll hear that in future videos.
Oh, what's going on?
Hey Pam, this is
By the way, if I remember correctly from all the information that I have, the gal here with this arm tattoo, well, you know what? We'll show you in a document.
this is Danielle with the county, as well as the.
Can you sit downstairs with the kids for a second? Caitlin's outside with the other kids. Sorry, I'm just. Can you just sit on the couch and watch him for a second while I? All right. What do you?
Forms and then your policy and behavior guidance.
Now, according to the daycare license holder, Pam, none of the daycare activities take place upstairs. The kids do not go upstairs. So they're already out of the purview of why they're there, let alone being in the house without a warrant. You're also going to hear something scream here. It's a bird. It is not a child. It's just a bird. So don't freak out that some kid is screaming.
Did you hear that? What did 508 say?
That guy is he just looks scuzzy. Just looks scuzzy. Kevin is just a scuzzy cop. Just, you can see it. Like, how do you?
Negative. I'm currently assisting social services. Can you 10-9 that?
So I'm just going to say this to Police Chief Tim of the Plainview Police Department. If this is what you have for representatives of your agency, you've got like no standards. That's disgusting. One, they need training on when they can and cannot enter a home. Like no agent of the state is allowed to enter anybody's home or business without a warrant and conduct any kind of search or inspection. But the cops especially, like they don't get a pass on a warrant because they've been asked to go somewhere with the welfare division of Wabasha County. This is disgusting behavior, and if you tolerate this stuff, if you, as an American, as a free individual in the supposedly free individual in the United States with protections that are your natural rights that are enshrined in the Constitution to be secure in your person, property, papers, and effects. If this can happen to your neighbor, if this can happen to Bobby and to Pam, then this can happen to you. All it would take is some third party to say that there's a reason for them to come and inspect you, to shut you down, to come and take your firearms from you under an ERPO, extreme risk protection order, red flag. Hearsay is hearsay is hearsay. Tyranny with a smile is tyranny nonetheless. We shouldn't tolerate this stuff. And I can't wait to have Pam on to tell you more about this story and more about the shady dealings that are taking place. And surprise, surprise, Wabasha County Attorney Matt Stinson is involved in this as well. So until next time, my friends, Sic Semper, Tyrannus.
We are go for liftoff in T-minus 30.
Stand by for further instructions, Minnesota Black Robe Regiment.
Secondary guidance systems engaged.
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, it will be on my mark.
All systems are a go. All systems are a go.
Minnesota Black Robe Regiment, you are over the target. You are authorized to fire at will.